Hello, how are you? We are here for iMordecai. Should I call you Einstein Jared or something?
That works. Jared.
Nick, how did you get this role?
So we had I sent in a tape. That's how it happened. I'm just trying to refresh my memory. It's been a while. So I sent in a tape and got the job. Apparently I know how to bomb on stage and not really tell any good jokes. And it worked.
But you set Judd Hirsch up for a great story. So, what did you think of the script when you read it?
I thought it was, so great for a first-time writer and director to put something, and he's so passionate and energetic about the thing, and it was. I just like the overall message of like family's everything, and you're never too old to really finish up your to pursue any passions that you have. And I think that message, especially in today's day, you're never too old, and there's so much opportunity. And I like that Judd got to like bring out his real art.
I gotta ask, where did you get the car from? Because that was a cool car.
Oh yeah, that was a nice surprise. So yeah, I come from my character's from he's probably attending University of Miami.
Okay.
His parents he's living at home.
And making all that, tech money.
He's making the tech money. He's studying computer science. He's a complete, code guy. And his parents have some money, so I think that's why he had the car. And he had to impress the girl somehow. And that's,
I think
see
he did.
where it goes.
Yeah, I think he did.
You know?
Right?
Yeah,
why not?
Right.
Comedy, not his thing, but the car, that works. Okay, and the tech. What was it like working with Judd Hirsch?
Awesome. Anytime you're working with, someone of that caliber, it just makes your job so much easier. People feel like it was you could take it two ways. You could be intimidated and shut down, but really, if you're in awe. I really was just in awe and just observing, and you're just listening. It's just very easy.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it hard.
Great. Thank you so much. I loved your character in this film. Hello, Asha. How are you? I have to say, you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I look terrible. But
no, you do not.
Stop.
No,
anyway,
you do not.
When you read this script, what made you want this part?
Well, aside from the amazing cast that I got to work with and be a part of, I really did fall in love with Nina. I think she has a very beautiful soul, and I think she really wants to do good, and I think that really shows through her determination and her actions and trying to, I don't want to give anything away, but trying to embrace that side of her, and I feel like I really relate to that, and I know a lot of people like that are really dear to my heart, so I would say just because I fell in love with her. And of course the amazing cast and the awesome script that I got to read.
Let's talk about this cast. You spend a lot of time with Judd Hirsch.
I did. It's my best friend.
What kind of advice did he give you?
The one that really stuck with me the most, there's several different things that he sort of helped me through and that I just got to absorb by watching him perform himself. But I would say the one that stuck with me the most was him telling me how important it was to choose my moments carefully within film or just anything that you're acting in. I think that sometimes it can be easy to give too much of your character away from the start, and sometimes that can make it not as emotionally moving when something happens. So I think choosing my moments carefully was a really good advice that he gave me that has stuck with me since.
I think not just professionally, but in life itself.
Yeah.
Choose your moments.
Yes,
I like that one.
very true.
I'm going to make that my new motto. Marvin, first-time writer, first-time director. What was he like to work with?
Amazing. It was sort of my first time too being on set. I have done a little bit other than this, but
just a little. Just some Fast and Furious movie or something.
Yeah. So, but I think for me and Marvin, I think we both became each other's safety blanket in a way. I think we really leaned on each other and he really helped guide me through the process, and I was a sounding board for him. So.
Nice.
yeah, we went into it as, you know, co-workers and came out as family. So, yeah, the best possible outcome, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love Nina. I love this movie, and thank you so much for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you for speaking to me and having me. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
I am here with Marvin to talk about iMordecai. Hello, Marvin. How are you?
Hello, Allison. Great to be on FlickDirect.
Thank you. Did you know your father had this in him growing up, when you were growing up?
I mean, I knew he knew how to like paint, but that only came out of him after, you know, experiencing the music of his youth, and now all of a sudden he's like infected with paintings to the point where my mother would call me and yell at me and say, "Stop buying him canvases, the whole goddamn apartment's filled with paintings."
I could see my mother saying that, right?
Yeah.
When you took on this project, did you think it would become this? Did you know that this is where it was going to head for you?
I had no idea, Allison. This is what I literally started writing the stories that became iMordecai as a coping mechanism after my mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And I started writing down these stories, and I took a look back and I was like, you know what? These characters are cinematic, having nothing to do with the fact that they're my family. And after an 8-year journey, here we are at the world premiere of iMordecai, at the theatrical premiere at the AMC Aventura Theater. It's incredible.
It's amazing. Talk about Judd Hirsch and Kane. They are phenomenal, and I love them in this film. What was it like working with them, getting them to do the film?
I mean, getting them to do this film is a different story than working with them.
Okay.
Getting them involved me meeting with Judd Hirsch at Nick's Pizza on 92nd and 1st, and after a pepperoni pie and 2 bottles of wine, he's like, "So, who's gonna direct this thing?" "I am, Judd." "You? What have you directed?" "I've never been on a film set, Judd, but I know these characters, and I'm gonna work my ass off. And I'm going to, with your help, the crew's help, and the rest of the cast, we're going to do it together, and we're going to tell this beautiful story together."
Yeah.
And he shook my hand.
Phenomenal.
And we had a movie to make. He called Carol before he hit the door of the pizza shop.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because they are great together.
Yeah.
One quick last question. If your mom was here, what do you think she would say about all this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
You know what? Alzheimer's is such a tough disease, and I think it's wonderful that you wrote all this down and her memory lives on, honestly.
Thank you, Allison.
You're welcome.
If my mom was here, we used to spend every other Sunday, we'd go to Sushi Siam. My parents would split a teriyaki steak, and then they would take the leftovers into the AMC theater, and the smell of them sneaking into my mother's purse, this steak. And finally one day I say, "Dad, enough with the goddamn steak," and I left it in the theater, in the restaurant, and the whole time he's complaining, "They're gonna steal my meat." So we go back after the movie, and now there was a new manager, and he's like, "I don't know where the meat is." And now my dad's yelling, "You see? They took my goddamn meat." So this is just a bewildering situation where it's like, here I am back where it all started. In Aventura. We filmed in Aventura, and this is where my father actually learned how to use the iPhone.
Wow.
Downstairs.
Oh, no kidding.
Which is
That's great.
which is where the impetus for the film came to be.
Yeah. That's phenomenal. I love the full circle moment. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
Allison.
loved the film.
Thank
Absolutely
you.
loved
Thank
it.
you.